do you do this? Because I get a kick out of it.
Now get up, you lazy fuck.
It's Thanksgiving.
Or Christmas.
Or New Year's Eve. Fuck it. It might even be Valentine's Day by the time this video is uploaded. What video? And wait, I wasn't gone that long. Oh. Wait, why are you telling me this? It's too late. Because I hate you. Okay. To give you the basic rundown, in the time you were in hibernation, COVID-19 happened and we've been stuck at home for the past few months. Netflix put out a movie about 11-year-olds twerking in their roster. Hold on, what? And there's a new Batman movie coming out. Wait, what? There's a new Batman movie coming out? Oh, you quickly forgot about Cuties. But yeah, there's a new Batman in 2022. And honestly, at your current pace, the review's gonna come out after the movie comes out. You know, you're a real waste of oxygen. You know that? Mean. And wait, I'm not doing a review. I don't even know what to make a review of. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna write a wet... Was this always here? I don't know. That's weird. Okay, that was definitely you. Well, yeah. You said you'd review it. And I'm not willing to forget. I am going to make you do all those reviews on that list. First of all, I'm not doing that. That list was dumb. Second of all, I never said I'd do a video on Batman Returns. Yes, you did. You don't even have proof for this. I'm gonna do a review of the Matt Hobbs movie, Batman Returns. Dude, that was obviously a joke. Come on. Yeah, just a joke. Just like how these thumbnails were jokes too, right? Dude, spoilers! But you quit doing these things halfway through. Because... You're right. My guy, it's been 6 months. Jesus Christ, how'd you even manage to muster 100 subs? Thank you, by the way. I'll do it when the Snyder Cut becomes real. There's literally a trailer for it. It's coming to HBO Max. You're lying! Oh. Now that we're done with that, make the goddamn video already. Oh boy. Come on, get in that Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's Eve. I don't know which holiday this is gonna be uploaded on. Spirit, and get back to the 5 people that are actually gonna watch it. Besides, you love making these videos, despite how much of a bum you are. Ow, my back. Thanks. I think. That's the kindest thing you've ever said to me. Is that the Christmas, Thanksgiving, blah, spirit coming from? That is the cheesiest thing I've ever heard. But, if you do want more compassion, then make more content, you bum. Ow. So, superhero movies. Starting out from humble beginnings to now being the highest grossing film of all time. And with decades worth of material to work off of, there's bound to be different takes on the characters ranging from director to director. From the Raimi trilogy, to the Mark Webb duology, to the current MCU Spider-Man, from Hulk's 1978 film, to the 03 movie, to the current Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. Superman went from the guy that make you believe a man could fly to the Man of Steel, and Batman went from an action comedy to the Dark Knight. Ah shit, wrong one, Batman would never! Finally, a Batman of my vision! Yes, today we're talking about the Tim Burton films. Why? Because I like them. Sort of. Also because I find them interesting. They had a big impact on superhero movies, but more importantly, he had a big impact on Batman as a franchise. But to me personally, I like them because they felt like a mix. While these films were darker than, say, the 60s film or the Schumacher duology, they never got as dark, grim, or complex as the Nolan trilogy or Batfleck. Sort of. And the 2022 film was looking to be just as gritty. But goddamn, stop punching him. He's already down, stop! Back on topic. Also, these films had a good amount of goofy moments. Look at this. I love it. So, yeah, I think it's a good in-between for both extremes. And I also wanted to go a little in-depth about the two movies. What they did, and what could have been. But I'm done with introductions. Let's get into the meat of the video and talk about the movie begins at an overview of Gotham City. As the overview continues, we see a family of 3 walking around. As we continue to see them trying to find their way around the city, they end up in a more hostile part of Gotham. As the family goes into a dark alley. Wonder where this could lead. The family gets robbed and the robber says don't scream, and then the mom just screams anyway. Cool. This catches the attention of a shadowy figure. We cut back to the 2 crooks as they're talking about an intriguing figure.
I heard the bat got him.
The bat? Oh man, give me a break, will you?
And what do you know? Batman shows up. An iconic scene later, and we cut to a speech about crimes and corruption in Gotham City, which leads to the introduction of Harvey Dent. And spoiler alert, he doesn't turn into Two-Face. As he gives his speech, we cut to a man watching him on TV. The guy in question is Jack, who respects women.
I didn't ask.
Wholesome. And then we cut to, that guy. As we're introduced to the best character in this movie, Knox. As we hear more about this bat figure.
Lieutenant, every punk in this town is scared stiff. You know what they say? They say he can't be killed. They say he drinks blood. They say...
I say you're full of shit.
Max then meets up with Jack. They talk, some money is shared, but most importantly, a figure named Grissom is mentioned.
I answer to Grissom, not to psychos.
I'm making him sound a lot more important than he actually is. Some friendly arguments ensue, guns are brought out, but it all ends well. We cut to the office where we're introduced to another main character, Vicky Vale. More mention of the bat ensues and we're brought to Grissom. Friendly guy. He also respects women. Man, we have such a friendly cast. I hope nothing bad happens to him. Talks about what to do ensue until Jack insists on breaking into Access Chemicals. Grissom says he should take the lead, gives him a
Someone I can trust. You are my #1 guy.
interesting pep talk, and then makes a phone call. We then are cut to Bruce's mansion. He meets Knox and Vicky. Bruce proceeds to be a complete weirdo, but then Alfred tells him about the Access Chemical situation after overhearing Gordon. The heist begins and Gordon's troop arrives. The chaos ensues, someone gets clogged, and Batman shows up. Jack ends up falling into the chemicals after a failed attempt at a kill, as his hand arises, TMT style. Although the movie came out after this. A romantic scene with Vicky later, and we resume to Jack, or his new name.
Joker, baby.
Walking up to his dear old friend and paying him some respects. After such an iconic scene, we cut back to romance. And Bruce being a weirdo. Joker rises to power through interesting means. And we cut to Bruce putting flowers on a barren part of the streets. Wonder where this could lead. Why are you treating this as if everyone didn't know this? Can you shut up? You're ruining the immersion. What immersion? It's Batman. Who doesn't know his origins? Shut up, don't care, we're moving on. Joker, meanwhile, gets infatuated. Weird. More people die, investigation stuff happens, even more people die, and someone uses Bruce Wayne's number to call Vicky.
Sir, a message from Miss Vale. She'll be 10 minutes late in meeting you at the museum.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Wait a minute, Alfred. I'm not meeting her today.
Vicky goes to the place and gets a gift called plot armor. Everyone bites the dust and the date begins. Joker being, well, the Joker, and his well treatment of women in the past, the day goes accordingly. Batman shows up and rescues her. You know, seeing how Batman doesn't care about killing people in this version, and how he kills people in the following film, I'm honestly surprised he didn't just pierce that thing for the fucker. Would've put it past him. They escape and we get a look at the Batcave. Hey Bat, could you do the transition? Thanks. Vicky wakes up and tells Knox about the hot story. Alfred encourages Bruce to tell Vicky the truth. He visits Vicky and is about to tell him the truth about himself. But then the Joker shows himself. Bruce reveals he knows who he is, and then makes some nice idle chit-chat.
Yeah, this.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Joker then spouts his iconic phrase. And then Joker just leaves. And then we cut to a scene where Knox finds out Bruce's parents were murdered, giving context as to why Bruce put those flowers there. Joker interferes with the broadcast and gives a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
At midnight,
I will dump 20 million in cash on the crowd.
About Batman and her concerns. Don't worry, we'll come back to that clip. After talking to her, he gets ready for his final encounter with the Joker and sets off. As this is happening, everyone shows up for the 20 billion giveaway. Because the clown that did all of this shit in public is totally trustworthy and won't pull anything. Because he's giving away money. You know, it would have been a lot funnier if all those bills had Joker's face on it. It would have paid this scene off.
What do you want?
My face on the $1 bill.
Vicky and Knox also show up for a story. As the Bat shows up, Joker gets ready for a second phase in his plan.
Comes the part where I relieve you, the little people, of your failed and useless lives.
The gas spreads and everyone starts going out like flies. A Batman takes the poison balloons away.
He stole my balloons!
And Bob tragically dies. As Batman approaches, Joker tells him to come at him, very Dark Knight style. He pulls a comedically large gun. This is beautiful. Joker takes Vicky captive and Batman takes chase. As the climax draws nearer, the police show up. Joker uses his acid water thing to seal off the entrance. Joker dances with Vicky as Batman fights his very competent goons. Vicky notices Batman is there, so to buy time she seduces the Joker. And it actually works. Who would have thought Joker was the horny type? I'm gonna look up Joker porn later. Batman shows up and says a very Batman thing.
Kill you.
Joker tells Batman that he made him a beatdown later and Batman throws it right back at him, with Jack killing his parents. And Joker fake falls and pulls both of them down. Joker gloats a bit and is about to take off. Until Batman grappling hooks his leg to a big ass statue, and he falls to his death. Bat and Vicky fall until Batman grappling hooks and saves them. In the aftermath, Harvey reads a letter from Batman, saying if crime alerts, give him a call. Knox asks how exactly they're gonna call Batman. Gordon shows off the signal Batman gave them and turns it on, ending the movie with Batman looking up to a bright tomorrow. So that was Batman 89. I thought it was Wait, that makes it sound like I don't like it. Before I get into the nitty gritty of things, I do want to talk about the positives of this film. Because even though I do have my fair share of disappointments with it, there's still a lot of things it did right. And I think those things deserve a spotlight, just as much as my disappointments. So let's begin the holy grail of praises of Tim Burton with number 1. The atmosphere. And by that, I mean the general feel of the movie. Like how Gotham looks a lot more surreal and exaggerated. Which paired up with the god himself, Danny Elfman, gives a really unique feel. Which in turn gives us a very unique setting for the movie. Which is something I prefer over, say, the Dark Knight trilogy. Not to diss on that trilogy, since I genuinely prefer it over the Tim Burton duology, but Gotham just looks like a normal city. Like there isn't anything unique or standout about it. It's just a city. And that's something I like about Batman 89. It gives Gotham its own flair. Then again, I do feel like I'm comparing apples to oranges here. The Dark Knight trilogy was aiming to be a more grounded take, so I guess it makes sense. I just prefer the more stylized look of 89. Which segues nicely to my next positive. The look. And by look, I mean the look of the characters. More specifically Batman and Joker since, well, they're the main characters. This is probably one of my favorite Batman looks, period. There isn't too much detail here. It's simple, yet striking. And that's what makes it iconic. It also helps that Batman himself doesn't really move human-like in this movie. He kind of feels otherworldly when he moves around, like scenes like this. This is because the cowl and the cape weren't separated, which has its positives, like with him moving otherworldly, but it also leads to awkward shots like this. And don't get me started on Batman Returns. No, don't. You ruined it! Now, in terms of the Joker, he looks perfect. This is legitimately one of my favorite live-action Joker designs, period. The design manages to keep a level of goofiness and campiness from the 60s design, which is complemented greatly over the fact that Joker himself is a complete goof in this movie. In scenes like this, and okay, you get the point. But at the same time, it isn't too campy to where it can't be taken seriously. For every goofy moment we have with the Joker, there's another that reminds us that he's still a ruthless killer and a threat at large. A nice balance. A duality of sorts. Speaking of dualities, my third and final point will be both a positive and a negative. Said point is the man behind the mask. Bruce Wayne's character here interests me. In other adaptations, there's usually a facade to fool the public. These could range from being a playboy, stealing your girl, or just doing the Wayne. But regardless, there's usually something there to differentiate the real Bruce from the fake Bruce. But there isn't any of that here. He's secluded. Secluded in the sense that he doesn't seem to really talk to people here. And when he does, he's an awkward goof.
Could you tell me which of these guys is Bruce Wayne?
Well, I'm not sure.
Vicky Vale.
Hi. Bruce Wayne.
Are you sure?
Why did you do that? How did he not get shot here? But overall, I thought it was an interesting take. But it feels lacking. Bruce feels lacking. Now that isn't to say there isn't anything for him. I'm not gonna say there's nothing human about this Batman. Because there is. In scenes like this.
I might have some trouble with that. A lot of people think you're as dangerous as the Joker.
He's psychotic.
Some people say the same thing about you. But I don't know what to think of all this. I really don't.
Look, sometimes I don't know what to think about this. It's just something I have to do.
Why?
Because nobody else can. Look, I tried to avoid all this, but I can't. This is how it is. It's not a perfect world.
These two scenes show us a few things about Bruce. For one, it shows how Batman's perceived by the public. How people think Batman's just as dangerous and as psychotic as the Joker. And two, it shows how A, he accepts the role, and two, how it hurts his relationships. We get into Batman's head here. How he thinks. How sometimes he doesn't even know what to think about what he's doing. But he does it anyway because it's something he feels like he has to do. Because nobody else can. Even if he loses a potential source of happiness. Because it's an unavoidable inability. Now while I did just praise these scenes, these are the only scenes where we get to see Bruce in a deeper level. Which makes me sad because these are glimpses to a much better character than what we got. But alas, what we got is what we got. I guess another reason for my more meh feelings is the love interest. Vicky Vale. While I did praise the two scenes with her, I praised it because it gave insight on Bruce as a character. Not because of the actual relationship between the two. I honestly just didn't really buy the relationship to begin with. Vicky as a character just kind of felt flat to me. And I just didn't feel any chemistry between the two when they were on screen.
I've loved you since I met you.
Honestly, I want to go as far and say that Nox and Vicky would have been the more interesting pair. Or at least the more entertaining one. Seriously though, I genuinely love their screen time together. And I honestly wish we got to see more scenes with them. Actually, in the topic of Nox, I really like this character. Wish they appeared more. And I guess to close this video off, I want to talk about one more thing. The twist that Joker was actually the one that killed Bruce's parents. What do I think of this? Meh. I guess it makes Batman's fight with the Joker more personal, but I don't know. It just kind of exists to me. It's not something I hate, but it's also not something I love either. It's just there. I think Joker did it better. And I think that's it. I covered everything I wanted to talk about. So to give us a finality, here's my conclusion. Batman 1989 is a movie that has a lot of things going for it. It had a great cast, an amazing score, and a unique atmosphere. But it's also a movie that had a weak love interest, a main character that had glimpses of being a much better main character, and a story that could have been more. But regardless of what I have to say, this is still a movie that came out during a special summer of 1989, in which it would blow comic book fans away, as it became a pop culture icon. Welp, I'm done. Yappy. Oh my god, what happened to you? What are you talking about? I mean, everything. Why did you just change appearances all of a sudden? And why do you have only one eye, freak? First of all, fuck you. Second of all, I had an awakening. Whatever you say. I'm gonna go back to hibernation. Wait, hold on. You're not even gonna celebrate New Year's? What would be there to celebrate? I didn't do anything this year. I pretty much just wasted it. And any idea I did have, I scrapped halfway through. And this isn't even to count the family I didn't talk to either. This year blowed, Blacks. Well, in my opinion, I don't see how sulking's gonna help. If you have energy to sulk, you have the energy to make content for next year. Besides, you made this video that I had to force you to make. That has to count for something, right? I guess you're right. To next year. Who's knocking? I don't know.
A delivery for a cow.
Who the hell is this guy? I don't know.
A guy. Special delivery from Yellow Yoshi. He also left a note.
Thanks? I guess, but you're a weirdo. That and who are you?
Oh, I'm General Grievous. Luigi's my bro, and I'm a friend of that guy that looks like you but bigger.
Oh, neat. I guess we'll take a look at that package. And that letter. There it is. Dear bro, I know it's been a while since we last talked, but I wanted to give you something for the New Year's. It's been a while since all of our brothers were here together, so I'm trying to get the boys back. But in the meanwhile, please accept my gift from me to you. And remember, stay safe, lay your eggs, and don't do taxes. Why is that a Yoshi tradition? Whatever.
That's the story of how Kirby went bonkers for 7 minutes.
I didn't ask. Yo, Joe, wanna see the package? Oh, sure. Alright, It's so cute! Ow. I like him already. Ow, my head.
Hey, can I stay here for the night?
Why?
Some people are occupying my bar right now. Also, just the amount of snow outside. It's cold out there, and this place is warm. So, can I please stay here for the night?
You know what? You can.
Wait, really?
Yeah!
Thank you!
Ow. Yo, congrats. What are you congrating me for? This was uploaded before Valentine's Day. Ha. So, are you ever gonna tell me about those Yoshi traditions? Like, not paying your taxes? That, my friend, is for another story. But, did you know that one of my brothers is a famous actor? What? Yeah, his name is John. Never heard of him. A cultured swine.
Every second that you see is 24 connected pieces. Thank you for coming, thank you for staying.